Hello everyone, my name is Dipesh Kumar and today I'll be giving you a demonstration of running a Java MapReduce program on Hortonworks Sandbox virtual machine. For this demonstration, I'll be using a tutorial by the community part of Hortonworks Sandbox. In this demonstration, we'll be trying to determine the results of an election poll conducted in a hypothetical country called Utopia. So guys, let's get started. The prerequisites for this exercise would be having a Horton Sandbox virtual machine downloaded and running on your system, Java version 6 JDK installed on your system, a Java IDE like Eclipse or any other IDE like IntelliJ or NetBeans, and working internet connection to download Hadoop and MapReduce libraries for the MapReduce code. So this MapReduce libraries can be downloaded from this link. However, you'll need to know the version of Hadoop running on your sandbox. So let's go to the sandbox using the putty, and here we can check the version of Hadoop using Hadoop space version command. So here we can see that Hadoop 2.7.3 version is installed on my Hortonworks Sandbox VM. So we can download the libraries for Hadoop 2.7.3, which I have already downloaded in my system. Let's have the look at the problem statement first. So in Utopia, the elections for the post of president were conducted, and we have the results from different parts of the country. We have the result from two booths. Um, the five contestants for the post were Jaja, Gigi, Jojo, Jojo, and Jinjin. Any citizen could vote for any of them. So let's have a look at the result from one of the booths. So we have the result from two booths and we have uploaded them in the Hadoop file system. Let's have a look at one of them. Okay, so in the results we can see that the first citizen voted for Jinjin, then the second one voted for Jojo, then again Jinjin, and so on. So likewise, these citizens have voted in the other booth too as well. Now we expect to pass these two files as input to the MapReduce program and expect an output which would tell the number of votes that each of the contestants secured in the region. Okay, now let's go on to our Eclipse IDE. Here, this is the Utopia vote count, which is my Java project for this MapReduce program. Here I have also imported the Hadoop libraries which we downloaded earlier. Now let's get over to our code. So firstly we'll go over to our mapper class. So the mapper class is a vote count mapper which extends mapper because it has the mapper function. The map function has the input object keys, text values, and context output, which we'll be using to send out the output for this function. We are overriding this function to add the functionality of splitting a word if more than one word is present. However, in our file we have just one word, which is the candidate name. So this will be sending out the candidate name comma 1. Now let's get over to our reducer code. So the reducer code is a vote count reducer, which is extending class reducer as it has a reduce function. So the reduce function has the input text keys, an iteratable list, values, and context output, again which we'll be using to output the result of the reducer function. So what happens behind the scenes is the shuffling bring together all the values for a particular key, which is a contestant name. So say Juju got 2 votes. So the mapper output would be Juju won twice for the 2 citizens who voted for Juju, and then the shuffling will bring together the values for the Juju and put them in this list as 2 ones. So for the particular key of Juju, we will iterate through the two values of ones and sum them to get the vote count. So the vote count would be 2, and in the end we'll output the key which is Juju and the vote count 2. Now lastly, let's go to the vote count application class, which is our driver class. This vote count application class extends class configured and implements tool uh, interface. The tool interface is nothing but the tool under class, which and we are calling its run function with the new configuration object and the vote count application object itself. and we are also overriding the run function wherein we are defining the job and its properties. So the main properties that we are defining are the mapper and reducer class itself. So here you can see the set mapper class function wherein we are passing the vote count mapper dot class, and similarly for the reduce class we are passing the vote count reducer class. And we're also setting the input format class, which is the text input format, and output format class, which is the text output format. We're also defining the input paths and the output paths, which will be passed as the command line arguments, and in the end we are submitting the job. Now let's export the jar file. So right click on this, click on export, and select the runnable jar file. Okay, in the select the VoteCon application as in the launch configuration, and the export destination as the desktop. Click on finish. Okay, so this will export the jar file. Yeah, so this is my jar file created on my desktop. Now I need to move this over to my sandbox. For that I'll be using WinSCP client. So this is my jar file. I can copy it to my sandbox by just dragging and dropping it to the right side. Okay, so we can see that the jar file has been copied. Now let's execute this using the putty terminal. Okay, so here I have the command to execute my MapReduce code. I also have the input parameters as arguments, which is my input path, which has the input files, and the output file, output path where the output would be generated. So let's first have a look at the input files path. So yeah, so this is my directory where I have the input file, and here also the output file will be generated. So let's execute the code. Okay, so this is my MapReduce program running. Okay, so it is over. Now let's check the Hadoop file system. So this is my output folder created. Now let's check the output file. Okay, so let's open the output file. Here we can see the output where we have the number of votes that each contestant was able to secure. So that's it for this demonstration. Thank you very much.